Today I'm going to be reviewing the New King James Version Study Bible, and this is the 3rd edition in full color. This is from Thomas Nelson, and this Bible's been out for a little while, but this month they recently came out with some different cover options, so I wanted to review the one that I just recently received, and that is the purple leather soft. So of course I'm excited about that, because we all know my favorite color is purple. So let's go over the features before we get into the Bible here. It's going to be a full color design, over 15,000 verse-by-verse study notes, Bible themes and culture notes, word studies keyed to Strong's numbers, extensive cross-reference system, in-text maps and charts, book introductions, outlines and timelines, full-length articles, a robust concordance, and full-color maps, clear and readable New King James Version comfort print typeface. So I love the comfort print in the New King James Version. It's nice and easy to read, even if it's a smaller size. And as the font size of this Bible, I believe the scripture is a 9-point font and the notes are an 8-point font. If I'm not correct on that, I will post an update in the description. So here is the purple leather soft cover. You can see it's textured with these leaves on the front, so really pretty. Perimeter stitching. And then the spine, we have New King James Version Study Bible in silver here, New King James Version, and then the symbol for Thomas Nelson. It has very shiny silver page gilding, and we're going to get a silver and purple ribbon marker. We have a purple paste down liner, title page, or excuse me, presentation page. Then we have a title page. I like how it has this kind of teal, blue, green color scheme in this Bible as well. Really like that color. Have a foreword, table of contents, editors and contributors, special abbreviations, preface to the New King James Version. And then we have an article on how to understand what the Bible means by what it says. Books of the Old and New Testament. List of articles. Bible times and culture notes. So I like that they have an index for each of the different features of this Bible. So if you're looking for something in particular, you can find it a lot easier. This is an index of charts and diagrams. In-text maps, word studies, and then we get into the Old Testament. So at the beginning of every book, you're going to get this lovely full color page with each book introduction. And then you're going to see scripture is in a double column format, separated from the study notes by this teal colored line. And then the study notes are going to have that teal color for the chapter and verse reference, and then the titles of the notes or the key words are in red. Now, usually when I go through a Bible, I said this in my last study Bible review, I usually end up going through like Genesis, Exodus, and then just kind of doing a quick flip through of other books. So I'm going to shake it up a little bit today, and I'm going to go back to Revelation. Do something a little different. So let's just go through the whole book of Revelation, see the different features that are there, just to give you an idea of what you're going to be seeing when you study with this Bible. So again, we get this beautiful full color page at the beginning of the book. Our book introductions are going to include things like author and date, historical background, theology. There's a timeline. This page doesn't want to turn very well here. There we go. And then there's a full color image up here. This is the monastery of St. John on the island of Patmos. So that is where John was exiled to, and he received this revelation from Jesus. So that's how we got the book of Revelation. We're going to have Christ in the scriptures. We're going to have an outline of Revelation. And then over here begins the actual book. So chapter numbers are going to again be in that teal color. We have headings are bolded. We have references in between the scripture and the study notes. And again, they're separated by that line. And there is just a ton of content in here. Like if you were looking for a study Bible that's similar to like the CSB study Bible or the ESV study Bible, not necessarily in the content of the notes, but in the amount, similar I mean in the amount of content and the layout, and you're looking for a study Bible of that nature in the New King James Version, this is the one you would want to get. So here we have a Bible Times and Culture Notes article on Patmos. We have a word study down here on death. We have a map of the 7 churches of Revelation. A chart here giving you the 7 churches of the apocalypse, a commendation, criticism, instruction, and promise for each of those 7 churches, which I think is really helpful because Revelation can kind of be a lot sometimes, all the time. I love reading the book of Revelation, but it can be a lot of information hitting you at the same time. So having that chart to kind of put everything together for those 7 churches is really helpful. We have a little article here, Revelation as Apocalyptic Literature. Have a word study on the 7 spirits. Word study on Hades, and then an article on interpreting Revelation. I love the visuals that they have and the color in this Bible as well. That's really helpful, I think, just to keep you engaged in what you're reading, especially if you're reading and studying for a long period of time. It's really helpful to have those features to keep you engaged in your study. Lots and lots of study notes, lots of content here. You can definitely be buried in this Bible for hours on end with all the content that's available, which is a great thing. We have a word study on the Almighty, the devil, and Satan. Article on God restrains evil. Word study on wrath. I'm kind of a nerd, I'm not going to lie, so I like those word studies. And there's a lot of them in here. This is another Bible Times and Culture Notes, this one on Babylon. God and the Problem of Evil. Word study on New Jerusalem. And more word studies on the Tree of Life and the Alpha and Omega. All right, so that is the book of Revelation, just to give you a little idea of what that looks like. Now, before I go to the content in the back of the Bible here, we'll just show you, this is Luke, so you can see this is a black letter text. And then in case you wanted to see poetic setting here, that is Psalms. Let's kind of see what that looks like. And then let's go ahead and talk about what is in the back of the Bible here. So we have a table of monies, weights, and measures. We have an article on the Bible as history. What is theology? Teachings and illustrations of Christ. So it gives you a topic and it gives you the scripture reference for that. The prophecies of the Messiah fulfilled in Jesus Christ. You're going to get a prophetic scripture from the Old Testament, a subject, and then you're going to get a New Testament reference for how that prophecy was fulfilled. That's really helpful to see how the whole Bible connects together as one book. A lot of times, you know, when we're reading, we're looking at bits and pieces at a time, or we feel like the Old Testament doesn't really connect to the New Testament, or it's not as relevant today. But I love this because this shows you how Christ is in both the Old and the New Testament, and it all connects together into one book. And I think that's just really important to study and understand as you're reading, studying, and becoming more familiar with the Bible. Okay, then we're going to have the parables of Jesus Christ. It gives you the name of the parable and then tells you where to find it. We're going to get prayers of the Bible. So it gives you who is praying, what the topic of the prayer was or who was being prayed for. And then we're going to get scripture references. Next, we have From Biblical Book to Contemporary Hook. So it gives you the book, theme, the Christ focus, implications, and the hook there. My husband's just coming home for lunch, so sorry if you hear some background noise there. This is actually my second time recording this video. I was coughing a little bit in the last one, and I just thought it sounded terrible, so I'm re-recording. Okay, then we're going to have a subject index to annotations and features. My dog's drinking now, too. This is such a professional video today, isn't it? Let's see, I think I skipped something here. This is the concordance now that we're in next. This is quite a hefty concordance. So again, tons of information here. All right, almost to the end here. All right, and then at the end, we're going to have our maps. Typical maps that you see in Thomas Nelson Bibles. There's going to be 14 maps in there. Okay, and then we get to the end of the Bible. So again, this is not a new Bible. It's been out for a little while. There's a couple different cover options available now. But if you were looking for a good study Bible, like I said, if you have the ESV or CSV or NLT, any of those other study Bibles in different translations, and you are looking for a New King James Version study Bible, I would definitely recommend this one. So this is the New King James Study Bible. This is the 3rd edition in full color, and this one is from Thomas Nelson.